Welcome back to another Ozonics game. Dragonfire real, raw, authentic reactions. We do the realest reactions possible. Very limited editing to keep everything real and flowing as naturally as possible. It's been a minute, but we are back, going through quite a bit. The Earth Citizen Soldier just released a new one today, and I felt like I don't want to miss it, so we're gonna hop into this. I won't hold you up. It is the good old days official lyric video. Let's see what Citizen Soldier is talking about, shall we?
Of hope.
Hold on. Why it skipped ahead like that? Let's try that again. It's better.
This is a letter to the young me.
Okay.
The one that's 6 years old. That's full of hope. Protected by what they don't know. Don't wish away a single second.
I'm gonna take this all the way back. So I said this earlier during my stream. I was wondering if this was gonna have like an NF approach of going back to the old days and whatnot. And it kind of does with I Miss the Old Days, with a lot of feeling of a song called Nate, where it talked about going back to his 6-year-old self. Coincidentally, I don't know if that's a common trait, or people go back in time. They could write notes or talk to themselves. It's always at 6 years old. Not sure why that it is.
This is a letter to the young me.
Great
the
voice,
one
though.
that's 6 years old. That's full of hope. Protected by what they don't know. Don't wish away a single second of being so naive. Too full of peace to be afraid of anything. If I could find that kid today, I'd build a time machine just so I could say, stop growing up and just slow down. Nothing's better than what you have now. Cause someday you'll look back and say that you were living in the good old days. Stay innocent cause you can't see life's so much harder than you once believed. You won't know it until it's too late, but you were living in the good old days. This is a warning to a dumb kid, the one that's counting down the days till they can get away from their hometown. Oh, don't you wish away the present you don't know it's worth. Cause the scenery you change won't make you happier. Long drives, night games, and skipping class. Your heart will break when you look back. Cause one day you went out to play and didn't know it was the last. Stop growing up and just slow down. Nothing's better than what you have now. Cause someday you'll look back and say that you were living in the good old days. Stay innocent cause you can't see life's so much harder than you once believed. You won't know it until it's too late, but you were living in the good old days. Bad blood, deep scars, things that traumatize. We're here for you on the other side. Don't waste these sacred years. The grass ain't greener here. Memories that keep you awake at night. Self-doubt so strong you'll be paralyzed. Don't waste these sacred years. The grass ain't greener here. If I could find that kid today, I'd say, stop growing up and just slow down. Nothing's better than what you have now. Cause someday you'll look back and say that you were living in the good old days. Stay innocent cause you can't see life's so much harder than you once believed. You won't know it until it's too late, but you were living in the good old days.
Jesus, that was hard to get through, especially I think it was the second verse. Ugh, fuck. I was Citizen Soldier the good old days. Flip it over to the other side where I will give my final thoughts on this track. Hope to see you there. All right, guys. That was Citizen Soldier, good old days. Whew, that was a doozy. That was very relatable. Probably one of the more relatable ones in a while. Definitely hits. It's funny to me, though, because I was trying throughout the pictures so much like good old days stuff. If there were good old days for me, it is so long ago, I don't even remember. I remember times as a teenager, not in a good space. Going back to a kid, there's spots, I guess. Blonde, spiky hair. Would go outside and play. I was a daredevil. Bike stunts, skateboarding, rollerblading off ramps, vert ramps, and whatnot. I don't know when I stopped playing outside. To his point, but I don't even necessarily know those are good old days for me. I don't know. Those are the only fragments that I can remember. Everything I can remember in vivid detail aren't the good old days. And it's a good song. Great message, great lyrics. His vocals were freaking gorgeous on this one. Full of vulnerability and emotion, especially like I said in the second verse, you really seem to be feeling it at that point in time. As was I. Yeah, I think it's the thing, right? Where you're growing up. I think everybody's done it, where you can't wait to be 18, or you can't wait to be 21, to be legal, to do whatever you want, not realizing the innocence that you had as a kid. For us that don't have it, don't worry about it. For many people, they do. I think almost everybody kind of wished that, though. Even if you didn't have good old days, you just wanted that. But yeah, it the grass isn't greener, like you said. It seems to be that way. It's painting an imagery in your head of something good, and it's not, because you don't really know what's on the other side. Yeah, but it just painted an image in my head of when I was probably a mid-age teenager, so maybe 14, 15. I'm pretty sure I became what I was actually afraid I was going to become. Which, more or less, without going into like a lot of detail, a broken person. Yeah, because when I was in the early teenage years, it was definitely a lot of my breaking point, more than ever. Yeah, and I just felt I was never going to get out of that place, and I was going to grow up to be just that broken person. And fortunately, I think that is what I became, if I remember correctly. That was a tough time period in my life. That was when I had the most attempts at taking my own, if you know what I mean. I was really dealing with the apex of schizoaffective disorder and manic depression, voices in the head, to the point where I'd be in a ball, crying, hospitalizations, many hospitalizations. I don't think I ever really got out of it. You know, I got out of it, but I think it's something that hit its mark where I'm not sure it can be fixed. So yeah, I would love to be able to look at the good old days, but I just don't have that. Um, Nothing that's imprinted for the most part. Definitely not in the teenage years. And anything younger than that had some bad stuff happen. But yeah, I mean, I guess the best memory I can get is when I was really young. Skateboarding, biking, um, rollerblading type of thing. But even that is clouded in being bullied, um, and a whole host of other personal stuff. So I can't even say those were, concrete days of being good. I'm not sure. Huh. And I just not things I tend to think about for obvious reasons. Overall, great song though. Let me know in the comments how you guys felt about the song. If you had good old days, not good old days, or a mixed bag, or if you just don't remember. Because I'm curious. Um, it was a very good song though. I love the whole sound of it. I love the vocal delivery. I love the lyrics, and the message. Um, you know, stay kids, ultimately is the message. Stay young, even in your heart, as long as you possibly can. Um, because you don't know the door that you're opening. You know, I'd have to believe my younger self before teenage years. Because I was more, what I do remember, I was pretty carefree. I kind of had that rebelness to me. I think I've always had that. Um, where I would likely never would have imagined I'd be where I am at that young age. Like we're talking about like 6, 7, 8 years old, 9, even 10. Mm. I definitely could tell you for a fact that even without the good old days, I didn't ever see it going to where it went. This was tough. This was tough. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. It was great being able to hop back into more Citizen Soldier and share a reaction with you all. I do miss doing it. Um, so, for anybody that does watch this video, I appreciate support and thank you. If you're interested at all in trying to support it, since I got demonetized from YouTube, donation link will be in the description. You do not have to. Don't feel like you need to. Just if you want to. Um, Otherwise, I will be back as soon as I can. If you have any requests, as always, do drop them below in the comment section. As always, Citizen Soldiers link to their page will be in the description as well. Be sure you head over and like the video. They're a super talented band. I'm so happy for them and all the successes that they've been having and continue to have. It's been awesome getting to see them grow over the last couple of years. So I think we've been reacting to them for what, 2 years now? I could say a couple years. Um, the growth is insane, and they deserve all the success they are getting. Hopefully, they get tons more. Thank you once again. Have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you may be when doing this reaction. And remember, you're an awesome person capable of awesome things, even when your mind tells you you're not. You're not alone. And as always, I will leave a light on for anybody that ever needs it. Till next one. Peace.